Hi dear students, welcome back to Plus 2 Biology from the chapter Human Reproduction. Our today's topic is fertilization and implantation. You have studied the pre-fertilization events, the gametogenesis. That means the spermatogenesis and oogenesis in human beings. And you also are better familiar about the structural components of male and female reproductive system. So tell me, where does the fertilization take place in human being? Before that, you know fertilization, the generative fertilization or syngamy. What is the process? Okay, fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female gametes. In human, it is the fusion of sperm with ovum. Okay, so fertilization is defined as the fusion of male and female gametes, sperm with ovum in human beings. Then tell me, where does it take place and what leads to fertilization? Okay, keep in mind, for fertilization to occur, there should be the meeting of the sperm with ovulation. So, at the period of ovulation, when a female releases the secondary oocyte to the fallopian tube, okay, within the tube, if there is a simultaneous entry of sperm, it can lead to fertilization. So understand the processes which lead to fertilization are ovulation and insemination. Okay, so keep in mind that during copulation, when a male partner discharges semen to the vagina of the female, that means during insemination, the semen will be discharged to the vagina of the female, and it the sperms swim very actively through the uterus, then to the fallopian tube. Okay, so understand, we have already studied about the fertility of sperms. Okay, the sperms, okay, there is capacitation process. Still, the actively, vigorously motile sperms can swim very fast and it can reach the fallopian tube. And such a sperm, after insemination, okay, when a sperm actively swim and reach the fallopian tube, and if there is simultaneous release of ovum, that means at the ovulatory period, there is a chance of fertilization. So keep in mind, the fertilization occurs within the fallopian tube, not inside the uterus, not inside the ovary. Okay, the sperm discharged here, the semen discharged here. From that, sperms are actively moving to the fallopian tube. And ciliated epithelium also help in the movement, and also there is capacitation process. Whatever, the sperms can move up to this fallopian tube. Keep in mind, within the fallopian tube, specifically, fertilization takes place in the ampullary isthmic junction, between the ampulla and isthmus. So, where does the fertilization take place? Okay, fair. Fertilization takes place in the ampullary isthmic junction of the fallopian tube. Okay, within the fallopian tube, between isthmus and ampulla, at the ampullary isthmic junction, fertilization takes place. Tell me, what happens during fertilization? Yeah, see, I have just drawn an ovum, a secondary oocyte released from the ovary. Okay, see, by the rupture of the Graafian follicle, what is released out will be not an ovum but secondary oocyte. I have drawn a secondary oocyte here, and suppose it is in the ampullary isthmic junction and there is an entry of sperms. Then see, the number of sperms reach the particular secondary oocyte. And the oocyte, it's surrounded by a very thick layer called zona pellucida, and also it is surrounded by the remainings of follicular cells layer. Okay, the follicular cells layer from a crown is called corona radiata. This layer, black color I have shown here, corona radiata, and the very thick wall, okay, surrounding layer, zona pellucida. Okay, with this features, this ovum is present here. Okay, secondary oocyte is present here. Number sperms are reaching the secondary oocyte. See, the sperms has to break the corona radiata layer, zona pellucida layer and the membrane of the ovum to reach in. Okay, suppose one sperm has crossed this barrier, corona radiata, then it has broken the zona pellucida layer and reached the membrane of the secondary oocyte. See, immediately after the entry of the first sperm, there occurs some cortical reactions. Okay, the entry of the first sperm to the zona pellucida layer, there occurs some membrane permeability changes to the zona pellucida layer, especially by the current, depolarization we have studied in the nerve impulse transmission. Okay, sodium ions movement, and here the depolarization occurs so that the membrane zona pellucida become impermeable to further entry of sperms. Okay, that means in human being, polyspermy is prevented by cortical reactions. Immediately after the entry, the fast block polyspermy, it is called fast block polyspermy, by the depolarization of the membrane. Okay, zona pellucida. It becomes impermeable to further sperms. Okay, so what is polyspermy is prevented in human beings by this cortical reactions. Okay, surface reactions on the zona pellucida. So it ensures what? Only the entry of single sperm to one ovum. Okay, so keep in mind the first sperm which has crossed this barrier, okay, and it has crossed the zona pellucida. Okay, it prevents the further entry by some kind of cortical reactions. Keep in mind when the sperm fuses here, it is not its middle piece, tail, everything going to fuse with the ovum, but immediately after the entry of the sperm, this oocyte, secondary oocyte, completes the last meiosis and it forms what? A small polar body and a large what? Ovum. Here is the ovum produced. Okay, we can call it as ovum or the female pronucleus. It fuses with the. Okay, here is the ovum produced. Okay, I mean just the entry of the sperm to the secondary oocyte. When it enters through the membrane of the secondary oocyte, it stimulates the last meiosis to occur. So here forms an ovum and a small polar body. Okay, then what happens is to the membrane of the ovum, it merges, it fuses, and here in the head of the sperm there is male pronucleus present. You know that. And this male pronucleus fuses with the female pronucleus. This is the process of fertilization. Okay, so at the time of fertilization, what happens? The male pronucleus fuses with the female pronucleus, the nucleus of the ovum. Okay, so this process is very simple. Okay, once again, insemination discharges semen to the vagina. The sperms which are vigorously motile will move up to the fallopian tube, and when there is a release of ovum simultaneously to the fallopian tube, at ampullary isthmic junction, the fertilization takes place, and during fertilization, when the first sperm break through the corona radiata and zona pellucida, the zona pellucida shows some kind of cortical reactions which prevent the further entry of sperms. Only one sperm can enter. It prevents polyspermy. Okay, due to some cortical reactions, the zona pellucida become impermeable, it block the entry of further sperms. Then keep in mind this stimulus, the touching, and the stimulus from the sperm is completing the meiosis 2 of secondary oocyte, and it forms the ovum and a polar body. Okay, and within the ovum, its pronucleus fuses with male pronucleus in the head region of the sperm during fertilization. Okay, that's about the fertilization. It takes place in the ampullary isthmic junction of the fallopian tube. Okay, tell me what is resulted after fertilization? When the male pronucleus fuses with the female pronucleus along with the cytoplasm of the ovum, what is resulted there? There is the formation of zygote. Okay, what is zygote? The single cell formed after the fusion of male and female gamete. Okay, zygote is formed. You know it will be diploid because sperm is haploid, ovum is haploid. On fusion, the zygote will be diploid. Okay, so all things you are familiar. Then keep in mind, zygote is formed in the ampullary ischemic junction and it slightly moves ahead forward. See, here the zygote undergoes cleavage mitosis. In human being, the zygote undergoes cleavage mitosis. Further divisions of zygote are by mitosis. You know, there is no more meiosis. Okay, and this particular mitosis is called cleavage because, see, what is the size of the zygote? Similar size will be maintained for the following cell. One large cell is forming number of smaller cells by division, by mitosis, but that cells are never increasing in mass. Such type of division is called the cleavage. So understand the zygote is forming two cell stage, see in size, okay, I mean size of the cells decreased, again smaller cells, 4 cells, and in altogether size is same. Okay, the embryo size is not increasing, the mass is not increasing, number of cells only increase. Such type of division is cleavage. So understand that remain in the same boundary. So here the zygote is formed, then zygote is developing to embryo. This all stages we can say embryonal stages. This is 2-celled stage, and in a cleavage division, the resulting cells we call blastomia. Okay. So initially zygote is the largest cell. When it divides, it forms small cells, 2 small cells. Okay. When it again divides, the size of the cells again decrease. Okay. Like this division. This type of division is called cleavage, and what are the cells formed are called blastomeres. These are 4 blastomeres. These 2 are blastomeres. The name is blastomeres. So keep in mind, this is the 2 blastomere stage of embryo, 4 blastomere stage, then 4 mitotically formed, 8 blastomere stage, then 16 blastomere stage, 32 blastomere stage, either in 32 blastomere stage or in 64 celled or 64 blastomere stage, it is getting attached to the uterus wall. By the time it's moving, okay, and when it is around 32 to 64 celled stage, that stage embryo gets implanted, gets attached to the uterine endometrium. Okay, and that process is called implantation. Attachment of embryo to the uterine wall, uterus, is called implantation. Then onwards, the gestation, pregnancy start. So we count the pregnancy from this time onwards. Is it okay? So keep in mind, this is 2 blastomere stage of embryo, 4 blastomere stage, 8 blastomere stage, 16 celled or 16 blastomere stage, the 8 to 16 celled stage. Okay, I have drawn it here, 2, 4. 8 to 16 celled stage, both 8 celled and 16 celled stage can be called as morula. It resembles a mulberry fruit. So the name given is morula. Okay. Then the next stage, 32 or 64. Okay, both the stages can be called as blastula or blastocyst. Okay, 32 celled stage or 64 celled stage of embryo are named as blastocyst or blastula. Okay, it is the blastula, either 32 cell or 64 cell stage. Okay, it's getting attached to the uterine wall, tightly adhering to that by forming some villi. We will discuss it, and that process is called implantation. From that period onwards, time onwards, pregnancy starts. Okay, then you have to study the structure of blastula or blastocyst in detail. And in the structure of blastocyst, you can see an outer boundary. Okay, the cells are having clear organization. Only 2 cell, 4 cell, 8 cell, there is no any clear organization. It will remain as a clump, a mass of cells. Here what happened? The cells of blastula are showing organization. The cells are organized to an outer layer called trophoectoderm or trophoblast. The outer layer of cells in blastula, the outer layer of cells is called what? Trophoectoderm or trophoblast. Okay, here I have drawn already. Trophoblast is the outer layer. Okay, and there will be a fluid filled space. This space, it is called a blastocoele. Okay, this fluid filled space is called blastocoele. So what's fluid filled chamber called? Blastocoele. And see, in addition to the outer layer, okay, outer layer is there. In addition to the outer layer, some cells are remaining as inner cell mass. Actually, this is embryo proper or the stem. From this only the further development take place, stem cells. This inner cell mass represent the stem cells which have to further develop to the fetus. We will discuss the blastocyst stage shows organization of the cells into an outer layer called trophoblast or trophoectoderm and an inner cell mass, the embryoblast. Okay, it has to later develop to the fetus, stem cells it will represent, and there is a fluid filled space called the blastocoele. Okay, I think the fertilization and implantation processes are clear for you. Okay, anyway you know that a sperm in its nucleus has what? Only a sperm in its nucleus will be there in the head region. Okay, its nucleus contain only haploid chromosomes. Out of that, it may carry either an X chromosome or Y chromosome as the sex chromosome. Okay, if it carries Y chromosome, suppose this sperm is having Y chromosome, then it results in a male child. And suppose this sperm, if the sperm is containing X chromosome, it results in a female child. Sex determination topic we have already discussed along with the genetics session. So I think it's clear. A sperm with X chromosome on fusion with ovum always has what? X chromosome only. It will result in a female child. And if a sperm with Y chromosome fuses with ovum, it results in a male child. Okay, then I'm just adding two more things. Just understand, during one menstrual cycle, one of the ovaries release the ovum. Okay, the secondary oocyte. Okay, and if there is a chance of release of more than one ovum, okay, if there are multiple ova, okay, suppose there are two ova released. Okay, suppose there are two ova released either by both same ovary or by both the ovaries. There are two ova released. Just imagine. Just think that there are two ova released in one menstrual cycle during ovulation. And there are plenty of sperms reaching the ova. Sure, this both ova get fertilized and it results in non-identical twins. Okay, we call fraternal twins. It results in fraternal twins. Keep in mind, when two ova are fertilized by two sperms. Okay, when two separate sperms fertilize two separate ova, it results in two separate zygotes, and the two zygotes grow as fraternal twins or non-identical twins. Then, how are identical twins, zygotic, monozygotic twins formed? How are identical twins formed? Tell me what are monozygotic twins mean? Monozygote means, okay, identical twins are monozygotic. From the word itself is clear, both one zygote only there. That means single ovum, okay, fertilized by sperm, okay, sperm ovum, normal fertilization. It results in a single cell. What is this called? Zygote. Okay, if this zygote undergoes cleavage and form two cells, and if they got separate, okay, actually this is not getting separated in cleavage division, they grow as two small cells, again four cells, divide like this. But if these two zygote, the zygote divides to two separate cells, and if they grow as separate individuals, they have split and grow as separate individuals, it will form what? Monozygotic twins. The same zygote, one ovum is fertilized by one sperm, but the zygote is undergoing cleavage and it forms two cells. These two cells separately grow as two babies, mean that is resulting in, but they are from the single zygote. The characters will be same because one zygote has divided to two. All characters will be same, so they form identical twins or monozygotic twins. Okay, that's about the twins, and I think fertilization, implantation, the topic is clear. It's further development. What happens after implantation, we will discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.